Okay, so I just want to talk about defeatism and why I have a zero tolerance policy on defeatism, and I sometimes get annoyed, and I don't believe in false superficial social interactions. There's always got to be a superficiality and a mask put on most social interactions, because most people don't want honesty. You can't be completely honest most of the time, right? You've got speaking platitudes and all this stuff, and I want to avoid that for the most part. I want to be as authentic as possible. Okay, so this person here, and there's another poster who is pretty decent with his comments, but he also posts defeats comments all the time, and I've told him to knock it off as well. It gets on my nerves, right? So this person just posted a defeatist comment. This is another poster. I'm losing hope. Everything seems to be getting worse now that the internet's being censored all over the world. And I've actually given up on men's issues a few times. I've taken a break. Like at least 2 times I just tried to give up completely, and a few times I've just taken breaks as well due to the stress. And I had like bad mental health as well, which I actually don't have anymore. My mental health is actually very, very good for whatever reason. I'm literally happy all the time, believe it or not. Okay, so I'm actually more resilient to this stuff, but it still gets on my nerves, and it will undermine other men. They see this all the time, so I want to keep this defeatism out. So the reason why misandry dominates and men are dominated by women is because men are passive and are weird. Men are weird. Men curl up into a ball and just cry, right? Okay, and I've actually been accused of being just like trad cons and telling men to man up. And the thing is, I'm not. But if that was the only way to get men to do something, I would actually do it. I'd tell men to get man up. If that was the only method that would work, I don't care. Because this is a fight for survival. Right? We face structural violence and we face an existential crisis and threat as men. We're going to face things that we're going to have the male population reduced. Right? I'm not joking. So we're going to have like male only draft. We're going to have wars. And we're going to get status raped. And it's going to drive men to suicide. Right? I'm a pretty stubborn person. I'm a pretty obsessive person. I was put in situations, I'm not bragging here, I was put in miserable situations that would drive a lot of men to suicide, right? And the only reason I probably didn't commit suicide was because of my anger. My anger saved me. I was angry. I was miserable, but I was also angry, so my anger saved me. And the things I face due to structural violence, because I faced structural violence and abuse, more and more men are going to face it, and more lost young men are going to face it. Okay, so we're facing an existential threat, and this passive mindset that I'm trying to train the Promo Collective members out of. Because say what you want about me, I'm rude, I'm obtuse, or whatever, right? Stubborn, or I'm an asshole, right? I'm not passive. Okay, I'm not, because I believe in propagation. We have to propagate our ideas. We have to be outside of safe spaces. The old Promo Collective was just like people whining and complaining in their space. And sometimes I pushed too hard against it. I was too domineering, probably, right? And that's probably off-putting as well. But I just got sick of it, because we have to leave our spaces. We have to propagate our ideas, and we have to be like positive as well. Because if we just spread defeatism, we'll end up like the fucking black pillars and the incels, and we just like spread misery, make other men miserable, and we make them miserable. We become more passive, and they become defeatist and hopeless, and they'll just spread the virus of defeatism as well. Okay, and I want to put a stop to it right away. And like I said, I was probably too harsh. My comment should have been like this comment probably, but I was just pissed off. I was like, I've seen this crap before. I don't want to hear it. We are in a bad situation. We have some hope with the Promo Collective, but the Promo Collective in historical terms is new, and in recent terms it's only started becoming effective recently, right? Like we've been in an ideology building phase. We had a big infighting war, and we had a ban wave against us as well. And we've basically taken years to recover from it. And it's the past year that we've recovered and we've built up. And it's due to like people like Shield for Men as well. He's actually very important. City Crusher is the most important member, right? And I think True is very important as well because he has organised behind the scenes. He's done a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I can't be bothered doing because I've got a certain mindset, brain set. I don't like chores, right? I just don't like chores. There's certain things I just don't want to do. I want to focus on videos and ideology and theory, right? Okay, so this is what I want. So I'm gonna give you, this is what I want from the Promo Collective. I don't want to do everything. Okay, I want to take breaks like day. I want to take like sometimes I want to take 2-week breaks every now and again, which I haven't done for a while to reduce the stress. I want to take breaks. I want to make videos. Okay, right. I want to do blog posts. I want to do hangouts. I want to do debates and interviews with outsiders, okay? And I'll do my bit in reporting, in the reporting group, right? I'll share information and data if I think it's important in the Discord or on the Revolt channel, okay? And I want other people to do what they're strong in. So there's someone making a game right now, which I don't want to talk about too much because I want to wait for the game to be finished and I'm going to cover the game. We have a game coming. Right, I want it to be a surprise. Right, we have a game coming. There's been a lot of good work on that. I'm actually surprised how good it is, to be honest. Okay. So there's someone working on a game. There's True organising and doing a YouTube channel. Right, very important. The organisation is giving a kick up the arse because True goes around giving DM messages and gets networkers to give DM messages to remind us to do stuff. And like we've pushed people to do like Reddit posts, right? Okay. There's Alex Cat who does a lot of graphics work and video work behind the scenes and helps other content creators do stuff on their videos, right? Okay, and he's done a lot of moderation on Reddit and he's done a lot of Reddit posts as well. He's actually he's an underrated member of the Promo Collective. Right. The thing is, his channel's not too active. He does a couple of videos per month. But he does a lot of other work with other videos, right? It helps him a lot. Okay? Very important member. I would have, without him, I probably would have given up as well. Shield for Men is very important because I'm very scatterbrained, right? I'm very if you see my desktop, right, for my PC, you'll realise how scatterbrained I am. Like, I create documents and I just dump them in downloads. I've got loads of things. I tried sorting it out and I spent an hour sorting it out and I didn't even get through 10% of what needs to be sorted out. It's a very complicated mess. I'm literally gonna have to spend the whole day sorting my PC files out. So I'm very scatterbrained. So I'll save a study, right? Okay, I'll save a study, and I'll just forget all about it, right? And then I'll sort of remember it. Oh, I've got a study about this. Okay, right, and I can't find it. Or there's this meme here, or there's this like thumbnail I want to reuse it, and I'll struggle to find it because I'm disorganised. Shield for Men seems to be more organised, and he's very good with studies, and he seems to have a background in statistical science, or understands it a lot better than I am. Because I've, due to my mother, I missed like 5 years of schooling. Right, that could be a whole video. So, but I just compensate by reading all the time instead. So I'm just very well read, but I'm not very well educated actually. Okay. So yeah, so Shield for Men is very important. It's very structured. He does the studies. So I do the polemic stuff mostly, the ideology, the theory, and I just give my opinions on things. Shield does the data, the studies, the analysis. Right, that's very important. So he's got different strengths and weaknesses to me, right? And his strengths are very important. We need someone like him. Like City Crusher is like, he does more polemics and just opinions, but he's actually important as well. Because I remember when Alex Cat admitted, like when he first heard me, in the Promo Collective, he actually found me off-putting. He was actually more interested in City Crusher's channel, right? So he's a better, more presentable face than I am, right? Probably just the way I speak, right? It's just the way I am. But I'm very blunt, and I might be on the autistic spectrum. I'm not sure, to be honest. It's like I've had two tests, and it was pretty. One was borderline, from what I could remember. This is like over 10 years ago, right? I just might be badly socialised as well, due to my life, social isolation. But I speak in a very blunt manner, right? Okay, because I've noticed people, like, especially a lot of like, City Crush is not a grifter or a social comedian. He speaks in a very honest manner, but he's still more presentable than I am. Like, I'm very blunt sometimes, right? But a lot of like social comedians, they don't speak in this blunt manner. They speak in this superficial manner. It probably needs to be done. I don't know, but I'm rambling a bit here. This is longer than I planned. We have City Crusher. Okay, all right. And we have other people in the Discords, leaving comments, upvoting, moderating, leaving Reddit posts, right? Like, uprising a man is potentially very important. Baxis revolutionary. He's not part of us right now, but he's potentially very important. Right, I see a lot of potential in him. He's done some good stuff in the past, right? And in my opinion, he doesn't need to do text to speech stuff. He can. His voice is pretty good. It's fine. It's better with his voice, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Right. And we need more content creators. And I hope. So, like, for example, I'm going to do a hangout with a Philandry today, or Razor Gay Candy, right? And I'll probably upload it tomorrow on my channel, or we can upload it on his. He's like another person that's very. He comes across as this like friendly camp gay guy. Excuse me, being honest, right? It's like he's the sort of gay guy that puts people at ease, if you know what I mean, right? So he's got this very presentable, charismatic, charming side to him, which is important, which I don't have, right? So he's a potential very important member. So it's different strengths and weaknesses. We need white hat hackers, ethical hackers who don't break the law but just hack, right, and find information on like mischievous criminals that we could hand to the police, for example. We need that. We need programmers. There's website designers and everything. There's someone who designed a website, which I'm gonna have to get around to linking. I'm not sure it's finished yet, right? Okay. We need someone to host a forum, right? We probably need to do that ourselves. We need our own forum. We need our own spaces, right? So we need people, like, and the thing is, there's lots of subjects that are not being covered. I'm not really covering the open source software thing because it's not my area of expertise. I dip into it every now and again and read about it, but there's so many subjects to cover. Like, we need someone to cover. We need someone to exclusively cover feminism in comic books and movies. In my opinion, like a Midnight's Edge type channel that analyzes it, but does it from a pro-male frame and doesn't do the cope at all, right? Because that'll draw new people in. Right, the culture war stuff. We need the culture war stuff, which is actually important. It's not something to be ignored. We need full spectrum coverage of issues. We need full spectrum fighting to fight against full spectrum feminist dominance. Feminists go full spectrum; they cover everything. So we need people in other countries where there's a language barrier: Eastern Europe, China, Japan, Korea, Russia, right, Latin America, right, and we need them to do videos in their own language because we need to be an international movement, but we also need people like that who do videos in English and translate stuff and tell people what's going on internationally, because there's a lot of stuff going on in China that I didn't have a fucking idea about until someone told me. Okay, so I'm gonna do a blog post about this later. Apparently, the Chinese for the past 10 years have reported feminists off Chinese social media, and they've beaten them. Right, they've silenced the discourse, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm going to do a blog post about this. So we need everyone to chip in and do what they can, even if it's just leaving comments, boosting algorithm, sharing. But we need propagation of ideas. That's the most important thing. Our current movement exists because of propagation on YouTube, and we've grown a lot due to Reddit as well. Our Reddit group is twice as big as the biggest channel in monthly views, City Crusher channel. City Crusher gets like 40,000, roughly, and we get about 80,000 on Reddit. So we need propagation. Without propagation, our ideas won't spread. The passive habits men have, we don't propagate the correct ideas. Men just propagate stuff like inceldom, black pill, racism, right? Conspiracy theory, right? We need to propagate rational, ethical, logical, correct ideas with the correct framing. That's how we'll grow a positive pro-male community, right? So this has been longer than I planned on doing, but I think I made this guy unsub because as soon as I said this, my sub count went down by one from 333 to 332. Okay, maybe I have to show more patience sometimes. That's one of my weaknesses. But that came from the heart. That's when I'm telling you shut up, shape up, or get lost. That came from the heart because I don't want you to leave, but I want you to shape up. And if you can't shape up, leave. That's just me being honest, right? Okay, I don't care if you think that's like telling men to man up because again, therapy just going, oh, didums, oh, I understand how you're feeling, I'm validating what you're feeling, right? That's not going to help you, right? Okay, having emotional support, having friendship, having validation is important on some level. I'm not saying I reject that completely, but just being emotional and therapy like doesn't help men. It doesn't. We have to be militant, we have to be disciplined, and we have to be organised, right? We are militant in a non-violent way. We are militant. We should actually be militant structurally, right? We need to be militant and pro-male. So yeah, that's all for now. That's all. This is off the cuff. So please, everyone, chip in. Strengths and weaknesses. We don't do. We each individual can't do everything. We need to do a little bit, and we need to do different things. We don't. There needs to be like minimal overlap in what we do. We need different types of channels. Like for example, in my opinion, like Razor Gay Candy needs to cover the Eastern Europe a bit more. Tell us about Eastern Europe, right? Like tell us about Eastern Europe for the English audience. But whatever. This is an international movement. Over and out.